Just down from David's palace is a relatively new and very exciting discovery. We featured this area in Discover Hidden Israel 2 with Dr. Scott Stripling, but we wanted to go back and see it with the man who made the discovery, the famous Dr. Eli Shukron. He showed us what we believe to be David's altar and what may have also been Melchizedek's altar.
So we have small olive press here, small a place where you are doing olive oil. For what you need to do this olive oil? You can go to the market, buy 2-3 jars of olive oil and put it here and that's it. Why need it? And this is the first question that we ask, but we know what we have here. This is olive press.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. We continue moving from our excavation to where I'm standing, here in this place. And what we found first, that there's a large steps here. And the people coming to this room from there, from the area of the spring. And if you look here, the stairs here that you can walk inside to this area from here.
So you said the spring, so this is the Gihon?
The Gihon is here. It's 1 second from here.
Wow.
Yeah, we're very connected to the spring. So
okay.
The spring very close where we are standing, and the people came from here. And what we see in here, a platform in the corner. This is where they build the altar. We have a channel bringing the blood or whatever juice that go coming out from the altar, and then you collect it here. And so we have the olive press, we have the altar area room.
You were part of digging this, so you found this, and that's interesting. Then you found this.
And this is very interesting.
Yeah.
This is very interesting, more than that. Because here we found a place where they build an altar.
But you have 2 items now.
Now I have 2 items. I have another item, I have another room there. This was storage room, and this is fantastic. It was very surprised that we found that pillar here. It was covered with dirt. Then we started to take off all the dirt from around, and we saw the base of the pillar with the small stone all over around to keep it as it is. And then it was very interesting what is doing here.
What's the Hebrew word for the standing stone?
Matzeba. So it was very interesting what that stone doing here. And then we continue walking in this room, and we found here a hole. You see the hole here?
Yes.
Small hole. And it was surprised because why you need that small holes? Because they can tie small baby goats, baby sheep.
Okay.
For what you need them? Okay, this is the question. Then we're going to move to the other room.
Okay. Standing stones were very important in the Bible. They were tied to a place of worship as a way to remember what God did. In Genesis 28, we read that Jacob took the stone that he had been using as a pillow and stood it, pouring oil on it as an act of remembrance and worship. He then said, "This stone, which I have set for a pillar, shall be God's house. And for all that thou shalt give me, I will surely give the 10th unto thee." This also brings to mind the priest of Abraham's day, Melchizedek, and possibly his altar site.
All what we found here, wherever we go, we are surprised. We have that V's that cutting in the rock. And then I just started thinking maybe this was a base to tripod. Wooden tripod. Why you need tripod here? For what reason?
A table or something like that?
No. When you sacrifice animal, you must to skin the animal. And if you skin the animal, you must to hang the animal. And then you build a tripod to hang the animal, and then you skin the animal, and the skin going to the priest.
I see.
And then what they are doing, they're taking part of it. So when you skinning the animals and doing all of that job, you need to collect the blood.
Yeah.
Okay, so all this area here for prepare the animal to the sacrifice. Here, the priest taking part of it, the other people taking part of it, and doing all what they need to do, because that we have the holes here for the animals.
Okay.
Before they kill them, before they skin them, before whatever they're doing, and then they're doing whatever they need. And this was very interesting, because this is what you need to sacrifice the animal. And what we found there a pottery, And if you're looking here, this is a pottery from the Middle Bronze period. This part of jar, we have a cooking pot here, bowls, we have small juggler. This is from the Middle Bronze period.
Abraham's time.
Abraham time.
Wow.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about King of Jerusalem. What is his name? Melchizedek.
Yes.
He was a king, but he also was a high priest.
Yes.
And if he's high priest to one God, so if he was high priest to one God, which way Melchizedek worshiping God? This is the question. We don't know anything about Melchizedek. We have just 4 verses in the book of Genesis. And we have another verses in the book of Hebrew. What we're talking about, the book of Genesis. So we have Melchizedek as the high priest, and we need to understand how he worshiping God. This one. Second, Abraham gave him a tie. Abraham gave him a tie as a person that is named high priest, or he gave him a tie as a person that he had a place where he worshiping God. So David knew about this place. We don't know, but from my opinion, yes. Second, we know that David bring the Holy Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. So where he put it in Jerusalem? He put it in the citadel of David. It's mean the fortress of David, or in the citadel of David, or in the fortress of Zion, because King David took the city of Jerusalem when he took this fortress of Zion. He took it, the citadel of Zion, he took it, and then that's it, the war was finished. He didn't destroy the city, he didn't destroy Mount Zion, didn't destroy anything, he didn't kill the people. Because he also paid money to buy the threshing floor on
From
Mount
the
Moriah,
Jebusite, yeah.
from the Jebusite. So I think this was a place that the people know it. He knew about this place.
I'm thinking of one more thing, and that is the Gihon and olive oil. The son of David, Solomon, was anointed king in that vicinity, well, the vicinity of the Gihon. Could this have been the olive oil? The press from...
I just want to tell you something. If you're reading the Hebrew is saying above the Gihon, not close to Gihon.
above the Gihon.
Above the Gihon.
Which is here.
Which is here.
Huh.
Okay, this is the only king that mentioned how anointed. All the other kings of Judah, no one talk about that. Why? Because it was very special. Later, no one knew about that because it was and that's it.
Huh.
But I think maybe the anointing of King Solomon was here where we are.
Give me your emotions, your feelings, Dr. Baugh. Seeing this, you've heard about it. Your good friend, Dr. Shukron,
Yes.
is expounding on it, the one that found it. So what are you feeling right now?
Emotionally, there's a welling up that satisfies a global expression. The Jews were set apart by God to bless all nations. And ultimately, the message that came through the Jews, especially in their Messiah, and the scriptures that God used them to bring to the world. My emotions indicate the ground on which I'm standing. Ultimately, we'll hear the truth of the scriptures and the Messiah through the Jewish channel. And Melchizedek, of course, was in the very same lineage, the special family of God. So my emotions say, this is a truth that it's greater than we are, and it needs to be broadcast to this entire generation. And the humble man that God has used,
Yes.
the competent, humble man, competent but humble man that God has used to bring all of this to realization is my archaeologist friend, Eli Shukron.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed our program on YouTube. We want to continue to provide you some great videos on God, the Bible, and how it all connects with our world. It would really help us if you would consider subscribing to the InGrace YouTube channel. We would also like to have you comment. We will try to read and respond to them. And we also need you to hit the notification button and like the InGrace episode that you just saw. These ways will help more people hear about InGrace and more people hear the gospel of grace.